Greetings, persons interested in landmark. I'm going to try to show you a couple of things that I think are often easy to overlook when you're starting out in landmark, especially during closed beta. Those things are the recipe journal and the grappling hook. The recipe journal is going to give you an on-screen gathering list so that when you go running off into the great yonder, you remember what the heck it is you were going to gather, because it's really easy to get out there and forget. So, in order to access the recipe journal, you can hit the landmark icon, click on recipe journal, or I believe the keyboard shortcut is R. I could be wrong. That's going to open the journal. The grappling hook is going to be at the Tinker's Workshop. If you're brand new, I'll say generally peruse the Stone Forge and the Tinker's Workshop just to see what useful gear you can make there. Right now, those are going to have the most useful things for you. So we're going to click on Tinker's Workshop. We're going to find grappling hook on the list. These lists right now, you hit a drop down to expand it and see more recipes. We have 3 different types of grappling hook we can make. The most basic, that's going to use your materials you can gather the very first time that you log in. You're going to log in an area where you can harvest copper and elemental copper, and then they increase and go up into better hooks. I'm not certain if they're like other gear. Most gear, you craft something and you get a random chance of having stats. That may or may not be true for these. Don't quote me on it, but I just know better materials as you go up equals far. Yes, that. Alright, so you find the hook you want to make. We're going to put this one up by hitting start tracking. You'll notice that the copper ingot is something that obviously you're not going to dig out of the ground. Anything that has to do with metal generally is going to be at the forge. You're going to find that for some reason metal's way down here. And the good news is if you don't know how many ingots or how many pieces of copper make an ingot, you can add that to this gathering list. Alright, I'm going to close that. You could run off, you could harvest all of your things, and a really neat shortcut a lot of people don't know about. If you put your mouse right over the icon for the item, it's going to close that on your list. You'll know that you have enough of something by looking at the bottom number is how many you need, the top number is how many you have, and the number that appears right here is how many you can make. So if I wanted to right now, I could make 9 copper ingots. I currently already have 1 made. I need 8 total, so it would only take me 7 more. I have more than 8, way more than 8 elemental copper. If this was 8 here, you would see that I could make 1 grappling hook. Alright, so la-di-da, let's pretend I just made a grappling hook. And let's pretend it's not actually a better grappling hook, but it is a better grappling hook. So you'll press I to open your inventory after you've made the grappling hook. Right-click to equip it. I consider it an equipment item because it will be in with your other equipment like rings or clothing, and you find it if you need to look at the stats by pressing H. So this will tell you the 2 stats I think are the most important, at least, are the range and the speed. So the cooldown, the range and speed, sure, that helps too, but yeah. So you've got that puppy equipped. It's as simple as running, pointing your mouse up at a surface, pressing E. E is an elephant, and it will send you over like Spider-Man to whatever you want to grapple to. You'll want this because if you've been in Landmark already, you may have noticed the entire world right now seems to be full of mountains. Lots and lots of mountains. So it will literally make traveling incredibly fast compared to walking your little avatar butt up the side of a mountain. You will also use it a great deal because you need it, for the most part, to really get into caves. Caves are all over these maps, and you're going to need to go into the caves to get a lot of the ore and a lot of the minerals that you're going to craft other things with. So, yeah, you might find a big spot of iron ore on the ceiling of the cave, and you'll need to grapple to it. I hope that helps. Sorry for the rambling, and I'm sure I'll be back with more in the future.